Hey there, thank you for joining us on CBS 8 Plus. I'm Jesse Pagan. Here at CBS 8, we're working for you, getting to the bottom of problems you've asked about, and we're looking for solutions. We start with a plea to repair our city's roads, specifically in the La Joya neighborhood. A young girl is hoping to fix a problem the adults can't seem to solve. Lucy is worried someone is going to get hurt, and she's calling on the city to act. Our Shannon Handy is working for you to help get her message out.
I'm here on Nobel Drive, just west of the 5. You can see it has a lot of cracks and potholes. Lucy's grandparents live just down the street, so she's here often, enough to know it needs to get fixed.
Chipping and cracks over here.
At just 9 years old, Lucy Tebchirani is pretty observant about things most kids her age pay little attention to.
There's also separate layers in the asphalt, which can be just as bad and even worse as a pothole.
She's talking about Nobel Drive near Villa La Joya Drive, where two shopping centers meet. Lucy's grandparents live close by. Recently, she started asking questions about why the road looks like this.
There's been many times where after school, Papa picks me up and I open my water bottle for a drink of water, and then suddenly we hit some sort of potholes and I spill it all over myself.
Lucy calls it both a safety hazard and a bad look for the city.
We're supposed to be America's finest city. Fixed roads are safer and just look better.
She argues while there may be roads elsewhere that look worse, she doesn't want the same thing to happen here, so it's better to fix it now.
It's best to, even if it wasn't quite as important, take care of problems as they happen so they don't become big.
Wanting to make a difference, Lucy wrote a letter to the city in part asking, please give me valid reasoning as to why the road has not been fixed, even though roads in neighboring areas have been fixed. She also posted about her concerns on Nextdoor, generating dozens of mostly supportive comments. But so far, she hasn't gotten any updates. So I reached out to the city on her behalf. A spokesperson told me simply, we don't have any resurfacing work planned for this location at this time. I pressed them on what Lucy and her supporters can do to add Nobel Drive to the long list of other city roads that need improvements. I'm still waiting for a response. In the meantime, Lucy says she'll continue to advocate for change, saying anyone at any age can do the same.
You don't have to be big or brave to make a difference. You just need to be willing to speak up.
Working for you, I'm Shannon Handy for CBS 8.
Now to the Encanto neighborhood. Cracked tennis courts and torn up soccer fields are just some of the problems that need to be fixed at the Encanto Recreation Center. CBS 8's Brian White is working for you to find out how the city of San Diego plans to address the needs there.
Here at the Encanto Recreation Center, there's a whole litany of needed repairs and maintenance. And that goes for a lot of parks south of the 8. So the question is, what's being done about it?
The needs are great here. The building is old. There's a lot of things that has not been upgraded.
I found plenty of cracks in the outdoor basketball courts and saw the tennis courts in even worse shape, a sign saying they're closed and unusable.
It's just a lot need to be done that they're not able to do right now.
Evelyn Smith represents this area as a volunteer on the City of San Diego's Parks and Recreation Board. She says the rec center here has a lot of needs, like these soccer fields where the grass is torn up, making things difficult for the kids who play Little League here. I talked with one of the coaches.
It's uneven. It causes to be uneven. Sometimes, players have gotten hurt in the past, with so unbalanced.
Inside the center, the indoor basketball court has been resurfaced and repainted by the city. But the air conditioning is not working, and neither is the oven in the kitchen.
As we all know, funds are tight, and they are understaffed.
We reached out to the City of San Diego's Parks and Recreation Department Friday morning about these maintenance issues and have not yet received a response in time for the story to air. Through a public records request, CBS 8 acquired a memo sent in December by the city's chief operating officer requesting 2% cuts across all departments due to a budget shortfall of $172 million for the next fiscal year. For Parks and Rec, that would mean cuts of more than $3.5 million. This, coupled with major setbacks from flood damage to other parks in the area, make it even more challenging to get the repairs needed here at the Encanto Rec Center anytime soon.
The funding is tough, very limited, and with the recent disaster that the city suffered, and so that's just going to make things tighter.
We're going to continue to follow this story. Working for you in Encanto, Brian White, CBS 8.
People living in Encanto say they're also done playing about their park. Emerald Hills Park is in bad shape and they want it upgraded now. They turned to us for help and now we're getting the city's response. CBS 8's Shannon Handy back again working for you at this forgotten neighborhood in Encanto.
The city says plans to redo Emerald Hills Park were first initiated back in 2020. 4 years later, not much has been done. We wanted to know why.
Last week, I showed you the conditions at Emerald Hills Park in Encanto. People in the area tell me it's been around since the 1970s and not much has changed. Take this slide, for example, which is dented and made of metal, making it too dangerous for kids on hot days. The climbing structure is rusted and has chipped paint. Then there are these so-called spring riders, which don't move at all. The tennis and basketball courts are cracked and the bathrooms are run down.
The other parks is getting priority on us. You know, we just continue getting pushed back and pushed back.
Evelyn Smith chairs both the Emerald Hills Town Council as well as the Encanto Park and Rec Board. I spoke with her alongside Sally Small, who also serves on the council as well as the area's planning group. Both women say they have been requesting a new park for years and have even worked to secure more than $3 million in funding for it, but the process has been slow and, in their opinion, unfair.
They claim equity is important, but it doesn't really seem to be going that way for us. We get a little extra funding, but it goes to our rec center advisory group, not to the individual parks.
I pushed the city for answers and they told me the Emerald Hills Park General Development Plan was initiated in 2020 and received community approval in 2021. However, they still need to complete a biological report as well as review an environmental report, both of which are being done, but there's no timeline as to when those tasks will be complete. In addition, city parks are graded on a point scale, which identifies those with the greatest need for improvements. Emerald Hills Park scored nearly 270 points, deeming it in fair condition, meaning other parks with lower scores have higher priority.
I'm frustrated, but I expected it, especially since they consider we have a nice green land space that we look good, even if we don't function. And since we're not the lowest community of concern, we were put down at the bottom of the barrel.
But not all hope is lost. The city is reevaluating its park needs index, and they're asking community members to get involved by offering input. We put links up as well as the city's entire response at CBS8.com. Just click on this story, which we'll continue to follow up on. For CBS 8, I'm Shannon Handy.
Fed up neighbors in Ocean View Hills who've been trying to get a home on their street cleaned up for more than a decade say they're finally seeing some action. The home is a mess with junk, trash, and even rotting food sitting out in the front yard. Earlier this week, the San Diego City Attorney's Office, code enforcement, and police paid a visit to the property. Eddie Mead, the next door neighbor, says he couldn't believe the response he's seen since CBS 8 aired this story Monday. He says they've been dealing with the situation for almost 15 years and was stunned to see such quick action.
Plain clothes, badges, and 5 police officers. So they came here, tried to get to her front door. And it is a filthy pigsty over there. She wouldn't come out.
The city says a code enforcement documented evidence at the property yesterday. There is a court date set for March 29th. We have also been in contact with the homeowner, and she maintains her house was damaged as a result of a city-ordered cleanup in 2021, and she's filed multiple lawsuits. We now know what's taking over the abandoned Best Buy store on Mission Gorge Road in Santee. The answer is a Trader Joe's. This is a follow-up to a story we first brought you a few months ago. CBS 8's Shannon Handy is working for you and shares the details about the Trader Joe's that's set to come in.
Best Buy moved out of this building back in October of 2021. Since then, there have been a lot of rumors about who would replace them. We can now confirm it's Trader Joe's.
The last time we visited the old Best Buy on Mission Gorge Road in Santee, it sat quiet and empty. Today, it's surrounded by fences. The signature blue paint outside is gone, and inside, construction is well underway.
Trader Joe's is ready to go, so we're super excited. The community, this is one of the biggest things the community has asked for.
Dustin Trotter is the vice mayor of Santee. He says city leaders have been trying to court Trader Joe's for about 8 years. Trotter has known about the deal for months, but hasn't been able to talk about it until now.
We had a non-disclosure agreement with Trader Joe's. We couldn't tell the community that they were actually coming, nor could we disclose the location until just recently.
Still, that didn't stop people in Santee from discussing the potential of Trader Joe's, like in this interview from last October.
We're really hoping for something like a Trader Joe's.
Online, it was also a big topic of conversation. In December, Trader Joe's confirmed they plan to open a store in Santee, but it wasn't until this week that a spokesperson told us exactly where, though they could not provide a timeline as to when it will open. What we do know is they won't be using the entire building.
This is 30,000 square feet here at the Best Buy, which is a little bit bigger than what Trader Joe's normally uses. They're only taking a portion of that. The landlord is subdividing that into a couple more suites.
No word yet on who will occupy those smaller suites. Either way, neighboring businesses like All for Pets are happy that after 2.5 years, someone is finally filling the space.
I'm super excited. Never personally been to a Trader Joe's, but all of the customers are super happy about hearing that it's coming to Santee. Everyone's been asking, is it Trader Joe's? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Not only will having a Trader Joe's here benefit them and others by bringing more customers in, Trotter says it will also add more tax revenue to the city. As for any other projects ahead, he says just as they did with Trader Joe's, the city is actively pursuing businesses in hopes of filling in old Walgreens and Mimi's Cafe. We'll keep you posted. Working for you, I'm Shanna Handy for CBS 8.
Remember, if there's something you'd like us to look into, email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com. Thank you for joining us here on CBS 8 Plus. We'll see you next time.